We'll now move into the case study part. For the first case study, I will request Shyamal Mehta, who is the co-founder and CEO of TechJini's Solutions, to come up and present the case study. Shyamal, if you would be kind enough to come here, and also we'll put the mic on you.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shyamal. I am the CEO at TechJini's Solutions. We are an organization that develops mobile solutions for enterprises. The case study I've chosen to present today is about a customer who's based out of North America, and we developed a solution to, basically give them real business value. So I'll unfold it through the case study. So let me first talk about the client. So the client is a fairly large client into relocation services, and they operate under several different brands in 150 countries. And they provide relocation services to businesses, governments, individuals, and they operate different brands for addressing different market needs. This is a client who actually reminded me that enterprise mobility, the term, has changed. Because they are into relocation services. For them, for the last 15 years, enterprise mobility meant moving people from one office to the other. And now it has become, making a mobile workforce. So the business challenge was the client had a back-end CRM, a very popular and market-leading CRM tool that they use for all their pricing and customer management. And what they did was salespeople went to these inquiries that came in, for relocation, and they went there, filled out paper sheets. They had pre-printed sheets, and filled out various inventory that they had as what needs to be moved, and how, variety of things. If there are any waypoints, do you need packaging material, etc. Customer, they went back at the end of the day, submitted it back. Information was collated. Customer received the quote in a day or two, 1 or 2 business days, and what they realized is that it lets, a lot of customers are shopping around, trying to find out better deals. Everybody likes a better deal. So they were giving customers a lot of time trying to do that. And this is the bottom line, the quote to sale ratio, which is the closing rate, was 25%. The industry, in their industry, the closing rate is still 20%, so they are doing better than the industry average. But for them, 25% did not cut it. They wanted to do better than that. And several other representatives were doing better than that, but it was very limited to few people, who were star performers. So we worked with the client, and we also worked with the CRM team to identify where the problem lies and what we can do to improvise on this number of 25%. And for us, we are a technology team, and our forte is technology, so we generally use innovative and new technology and emerging tech to address these problems. So the final solution was, if we can close the deal, the main business objective is, if we can close the deal at the time of quotation, if that can be done, then it can become a big game changer for the client. So what we did was, once this became apparent that closing the deal at the time of quotation is important, we translated that process innovation into a technical solution. So this is at the heart of the solution is, we created an iPad app, and what this does is connects to the backend CRM system. All the business rules, tariff, everything comes back from the CRM, not replicated on the iPad. And we leverage the device features like mapping, GPS, camera, etc., to ensure that we are capturing accurate information, and all information is captured while the sales guy is at the client location, instead of having to go back and type it again. The outcome is, iPad app actually generates an instant code based on the tariff tables and rules. They can play around, if the quotation is not within the budget, and identify. Customers typically tend to say, okay, I'll take this along with me and not ship it. The salesperson is also empowered with making on-the-spot discounts based on rules configured from the backend as to what they can offer, so that they can offer instant discounts to win the business. And we attached a credit card reader to the iPad, so that you can pay on the spot without having to send an invoice or cut a check. So the benefits were simple. We are talking about 25% closing rate. So I can go on about a lot of benefits about how easy it is to use. iPad is a great tool for brand building with the customers. But bottom line, closing ratio. We did a pilot in Chicago area with a few locations, and the closing ratio turned around from 25% to 40%. So that was the change they saw when implementing the solution. That's it. Any questions? Sure.
So the iPad app, what you did was it something which is you go to their office and they have iPad there and the app is there and you do it, or is the app is available in the App Store, anybody can download?
Not on the App Store. It's an enterprise deployment.
You
used
have to
only
go
by the sales.
You have to go to the office there and then there's an
No,
app
no,
to
no,
enter.
no. Hang on. So it's an over-the-air deployment. So the enterprise, so generally these enterprises use MDM solutions,
Okay.
and most of these MDM solutions now provide ways for you to do an enterprise app store, and they have groupings saying that, okay, these are my salespeople, there's a sales group, and push this app to all the salespeople.
On the field.
So on the fly, you don't have to go to office to do this. Okay. And the iPad resides with the salespeople and issued by the company though.
Talk to challenges that you faced, and any thoughts on how you overcome these challenges?
Okay. So from a business perspective, the biggest challenge was the CRM solution that is used at the back end already has a mobility piece to it. So the biggest challenge was we were competing against a ready-made solution which was just supposed to be licensed by the client. How we overcame that is because of the design and user experience, which is paramount on devices like these, even in the enterprises. So we won the contract and the business because the user experience and the workflow was much neater and more efficient than what is an out-of-the-box solution for such a tool. No, so we are barely 6 months into the pilot now, and we are working with the client on identifying. So there are several questions which came up in the discussion today. So we are thinking about, do we need an iPad? Do we need an iPad mini? Do you want, when you roll out to such a large Salesforce base, you want to do cost optimization. So we're also thinking about, do we really need iPads? Can Android fit in here? So a lot of thought processes going on in terms of wetting the budget of bringing this concept to the next level.
So what are the big challenges you see in the global deployment when you get to the 150 countries? I mean, you could be talking about places where you may not have connectivity, or the salesperson education and a lot of other cultural issues, right? How would you manage that change?
So what usually happens is places where you don't have connectivity, and that is what we have seen. We have clients in India also. So what we have seen is places where you don't have connectivity, people are not yet ready to adopt this because there generally isn't a cost advantage. Labor is generally cheaper there, and they are better off just entering codes into the system manually. People prefer that, and businesses do that. So we don't see challenges there. The challenge really lies in adoption of the technology by salespeople, which always is a challenge in an enterprise. So you need to build a solution that really is adopted by so many people, and people are willing. So training is another thing. Using the solution, you need a fair amount of training. It's not just it's not a fun app. It's a fairly complex solution. So you need training. So we see a variety of challenges, from what devices will we work on, to how do you train all this stuff, how do you make it multiple, internationalization, how do you support right to left languages. So a variety of other challenges crop up now. Yeah, thanks everyone.